Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room and we're stamping together again. We're going to make the third card for my July 2019 club. Or it's the first card, depending on how I number it. So here's the card we're going to make. This one was created by Jackie Bultje. And it's a fun fold. It opens up this way. And then it opens up this way. So it kind of has a secret little hidden message inside it. Now, the recipe is 11 petal pink, 11 1/4 by, or 11 by 4 1/4 and 5 by 3. Some whisper white, 5 1/4 by 4 and 4 1/2 by 2 1/2. Perennial Essence Vellum, the pink one, which is petal pink, 1 7/8 by 4. The green one, which is Pear Pizzazz, 1 3/4 by 4. Some Perennial Essence Designer Paper, 3 by 4, and you need 2 of those. Some Perennial Essence Floral Centers. Uh-oh, I forgot to get them out, but I will. The Leaf Punch, the Perennial Flower Punch, Floral Essence Stamp Set, Free as a Bird Stamp Set, and the Stitch Nested Label Dies. Ink is Petal Pink, Pear Pizzazz, Memento, and So Saffron. And then inside you need a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 Whisper White. Put that back on there so I don't lose it. And I'm going to get out my floral centers, I hope. I'm just trying to find them on my wall here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, don't know where they are. They must be out. Okay. I'll have to find them. Oh, I know where they are. They're not on a wall because they're in a plastic container. There we are. Okay, the floral centers. So, I'll put this so you can see it. And if you're part of the club and you haven't put your online order in yet, there's the host code for it. And if you're not part of the club, or you want to put another order in, that's my June 2019 host code. So I've already stamped the flowers and the leaves on the vellum because it takes a while for that to dry. But I'll show you how to do it because I have another piece. So, get out the pieces for the card here, and there's our card base. And this is the piece we're going to do some die cutting, and this piece. There's the 2 designer paper pieces, and that's for these points here. 2 pieces of Whisper White and an envelope. So let's start. I'll show you we're using the Floral Essence bundle. It's the Floral Essence stamp set and the Perennial Flower Punch. And we're also using the Free as a Bird bundle, which consists of the Free as a Bird stamp set and the Stitch Nested Label dies. And I've already got the dies out that we're using. Put that there. Okay, my big shot plate here. So we're going to cut 1 out of there and 1 out of here, and I've got the dies right here. Oh, that better be wide enough. Interesting. Apparently that's not wide enough. Hang on, I've got to get some more. Get a piece of Whisper White here. That's not good because now that means I have to redo all the kits. Now this should be at least 2 1/4 inches wide. I'm just cutting me another piece of wood. There we are. All right, there we go. Just gonna run these through the big shot. I had a class this afternoon, and we were playing with the Good Morning Magnolia bundle. Oh my, did we have fun. It was lovely. All right, so there's our two pieces, and they're going to nest like this, but I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this one first. So this is Petal Pink ink, Petal Pink ink, and all days are beautiful that begin with you. Now this is from the Floral Essence bundle. So everything except for the sentiment inside is from the Floral Essence bundle. And when you stamp this, you need to keep it up towards the top because you still have your flower to put there. You want to leave lots of room for it. There we are. Out of the way. Close that up before I make a mess. And we'll add some adhesive on the back of this. And I'll put little pieces right at the very ends. Just like that. Oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't check to make sure it's oriented properly, so I'm just going to do that real quick so I don't have issues. Yeah, it's good. Because, yeah, one of the ones I recorded was sideways, so I had to redo it all. Which is good, except that I didn't have any more kits prepped. Oh, I'm just taking the liner completely off of the little ones, and then these ones I'll just do the rabbit ear thing with. Excuse me. Okay. There we are. Oops. Make sure that's straight. Sure, good enough. So today's the end of an era. Back in the kids are in grade 1, so they were 6 or 7, so somewhere around 1987, 1988, I bought a moped motorcycle, a Yamaha 180, and I rode it and rode it and rode it and rode it back and forth to work. Well, yesterday I decided that I wasn't getting any use out of it, so I was going to sell it. Hubby put it on the local buy and sell, and he sold it in 20 minutes. And tonight it was carried out the driveway. A very sad moment for me, because it's been part of my life for a very long time. We had a lot of fun together. Okay, so this piece of designer paper is, what did I say, 3 by 4. And then you score it at 1 inch on one side. And then we're going to attach it to one of the 5 1/4 by 4 inch pieces like this. Now you're going to say, wait a minute, you haven't done the folding. But you do the folding after you get it on there. I know, that's different, eh? Hey, let's put some adhesive on there. Yeah, still thinking about my poor motorcycle. Had 18,000 kilometers on it. And I think when I got it, it had like 2 or 3. So I put a lot of miles over the years on that little baby. Back and forth to work every day. Well, not in the winter. Well, in Powell River I did. Used to ride it in the winter too, because there wasn't really winter back then. Okay, so now I'm going to get one of the 5 1/4 by 4 inch pieces out, and you put it like this, and then do a dry run just to make sure it folds properly. And then you take the liners off. This is just a really easy way of doing it. That's why I haven't stamped anything on this paper yet, and that way I can make sure I get it on the right side. Then you just fold this over, and then you're guaranteed there's no binding, except that I forgot to fold over that extra piece of adhesive there, so now I have to cut it off. There we go. It's gone. It's gone. So now we'll do the other one. And now make sure there's still adhesive sticking out, so I'm just going to fold this back if I can and try to roll that adhesive under. Maybe I could get it with a pokey tool. Let's roll that adhesive back. There we are. Okay, so now you want to do so that it's folding the same way. Nope. Oh gosh, there we go. Got it. So you want to do it this way, so I'm going to do it this way. I know it's confusing, but we want these pieces to be on the same, these 1 inch, because this one's there, so we want these 1 inch pieces to be on the same side. Alright, now it's all lined up, except now it's crooked. Okay, take the liners off. So my class today was the last class for the season. I will not be having any more until September now. However, I do have club. There's once on the 26th of June, and that's our July club. And then I'll be having it in August, the last Wednesday in August, for the August club. And then September we'll be back to our regularly scheduled visits. There we go. So now we got that. Now you need to mark the center lightly so it's 4 inches. You want a little tiny mark at 2 there, and a little tiny mark at 2 there. Now if I remember, I'm going to erase those before I glue everything down, but you know, sometimes I don't remember. And at 2, there we go. Now we're going to, I put my finger on that mark because I'm going to fold it, and that just helps you give it a good fold. And you don't want to go right down to the bottom because you don't want it to bind. So you're kind of going to have a little bit of a gap in there. So there's the first one. And put my finger there so I can fold it down and not destroy the paper. Okay, now I have to turn it around to do it this way. There we are. That's the hardest part, is getting that fold in there properly. Now we'll do the other one. Put my finger there. Do a little foldy thing. Need to test that to make sure it's not binding. See, it's going to bind a bit. As if it binds, it's going to stick up in the air. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors and just cut a little sliver off to stop that binding, because otherwise it's not going to lay down nice and flat. When you're doing accounting at a college, this would be called the accounting fudge factor. So I have to call it the crafting fudge factor, making things fit without binding. Okay, let's try that. That's a little better. It's still popping up, but it's feeling a little better. And it's not going to pop up quite that much once I get the tape on there. Okay, do the other side here. Oops. Just a hair. There we are. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Take off that crafting fudge factor so it doesn't bind. And I'm just cutting at the edge that goes up against the fold line. Take those out of the way. So this is the edge that I cut, because it's right up against the fold line there. Now, a good job with the bone folder here. The other way. There we go. So now I'll put adhesive in there, and I think I'll just use some Tombow. Just a little bit. You don't want too much of this stuff because it has a tendency to leak out everywhere. Nice light little strips. And then you can let it sit for a bit too and go clear so that it dries a bit. And that's going to go down there like that, and then kind of have to hold it for a couple of seconds till it grabs onto the other paper. Do the same with that end. So there we go. So there's that part of the card. So now we need to put the other sentiment on the inside. So let me get rid of some of this garbage here, get it out of my way. Okay, let's put this over to the side. Now, this one says, "Your friendship means the world to me." Make sure I don't have any goopy fingers, and you just kind of want to put this in the center but up towards the top so you have room to put the flower underneath. There you go. Is that a lovely crisp stamp? Oof, I like that. That one is from the Bird Ballad. Now the flower. So we're going to stamp it, and then we're going to mask it and put the leaves in behind it. So I'm going to stamp it once on, making sure it's going to fit, once on this post-it note. I'm going to show you how to make a mask. There you go. And then once here. Let's see how we have it. Sure, that'll work right there. Okay, so now you take your post-it note and you just cut it out. Now you don't have to be too fancy with this, but you need to go really close to the edge of the stamped image, because otherwise you get a really big white space all the way around, and I don't want that. And I'm not worrying about these little, see there's little flickies there. I'm not going to worry about those. I'm cutting them off. And you don't have to do in all the little nooks and crannies, but it's sticking to my finger, so it's not flowing very good. But it doesn't take long to cut out one of these. And once you have it, store it inside your stamp case so you'll have it for the next time you need it. Now this is just a regular 2x2 post-it note. I have all sizes in my craft room because you need different sizes for different size stamps to make the mask. There you go. That's all. It didn't take long to cut that out. So by using the mask, when you stamp the leaf over top, the leaf goes in the background. You see how it's hidden underneath there? Okay, so now we have the Pear Pizzazz ink and the leaf from the Perennial Essence. And just make sure that you don't, see it's got the stem there, you don't want that going out past the top off your mask. You kind of want it to stay onto your mask, but the rest of it can go anywhere. And when you do it, you need to push really hard down right where that mask is, because otherwise you get a white line in there. And I'm just going to stick another one in there. Something like that. Probably should have put it over a little bit, but that's okay. So then when you pull your mask off, like this, then voila, the leaves are behind the flower. Isn't that the coolest thing? That was one of the first things I learned when I started making cards, and I was so thrilled. So now this is getting out the stamp case. Just stick it in here, and then you have it for the next time you need it. Okay, what was I going to? Oh, we have to do a flower center now. See, there's that when you're going to stamp the center in So Saffron. And the reason I chose these, well, Jackie chose these colors, is because those are the colors that are in the designer paper. And you kind of have to take a couple of seconds just to line it up. There we are. So that's the card front all done. So it goes like that, and then this goes on here like that. So we're going to now attach it to the card base. I just ran out of Terran tape, but I knew I was going to run out. So I already have another roll ready to go. Where's the end here? Find the end. There it is. Because I need to know which way it's rolling. There it is. Sometimes I'm prepared. Sometimes I'm not. Oops. Just going to lift this liner up so I can put that down. There we are. Okay. So now don't take this and work it with that, because see what I did that, and you can see where the marks are. So you don't want to do that. If at this point you want to use your bone folder some more, just turn it over and open up the flaps and do it like this. Yeah, don't do what I did. At least you guys learn from my mistakes. Okay, so my cards, I'm going to make sure which way my card is opening so I can have my words the right way up. And just do the rabbit ear thing. So, I hope you've given this Terran tape a try, because it really is amazing adhesive. Okay. And with the liner, you can, if you do your rabbit ears and don't push down in the corners until you're ready, you can move it around. Oh, ripped it. I knew I was going to do that. Now, scissors, let's see if I can pick it up. There we are. That's it. Yep. Alright, so there's our card front. Done. Well, let's see. Yay, it opens the right way too. Now this goes on with dimensionals, and only at the top. So I used big dimensionals, but it doesn't matter which ones you use. You put one on the tip, and then one here, and one there. And that's all that holds it on. Before I take the liners off, I'm just going to make sure that they're covered. I don't want them hanging out. Now remember, last video I did, I showed you how to use the new take your pick tool to pull off the liners. Just like that. Just that easy. It's faster using that than it is using your fingernails. And then they have a hole in them and they don't stick to your work surface. That's even betterer. Okay, so now I'm going to line this up kind of at the bottom without putting the top down, so that I'm making sure it's even on both sides. And then I'm kind of keeping an eye on this distance compared to this distance so that it's even up and down as well. And there we are. That's that. So now, I wonder if my pieces are dry. Yep, that one's dry. This one's almost dry. So let's just give it a little bit of help. There we are. Okay, so this vellum, if you feel it, it's smooth on one side and it's kind of got a flocky type texture on the other side, and it really does matter which side you stamp on, because the smooth side you get a nice crisp stamped image, and if you use the flocked side it kind of goes. So let me show you the difference in the leaves. So on this one I stamped on the flocky side, this one I stamped on the smooth side. So you can tell that because it's different colors, because see, it's dark on this side and light on this side. So the green is really easy to try, but look at the stamped image on that versus the stamped image on this. Yeah, you want to make sure you get it on, well, it doesn't, I'm not going to say on the right side. You get it on whatever side looks better for you. If you like the dark leaves and you don't mind the undefined outline of the leaves, then do it on the flocky side. Doesn't matter to me, it's your card. I stamped those leaves before I discovered the difference in the size. So there's the flower. Need 2 of them. They look like propellers. And now we're going to stamp the leaf as well. Or, sorry, punch the leaf. It's already stamped, dummy. Uh-oh. I usually stamp one way and one up the other way so that I like lining up with my left hand. That's just my preference. Now it's going to be awkward, but that's okay. I'm letting that go. It's fine. Okay, there we are. That. Now, the last card we made, I took the leaves and I did them under. This card, I did them up. Just a little bit. You don't want too much, but just enough to give them a bit of lift. You don't want them to be dead, laying there, unloved, because flowers have dimension to them. And I used Tombow to put them together. Just a little bit. Oh, except my Tombow's dried in the tip, so now I have to take it off. Get glue all over my fingers. Come on. There we go. Just a little bit. because it seems to hold these flowers together really good. And then when I put them together, if I don't like where they are, it gives me a couple of seconds to move it around and make it the way I want it. But then you have to just kind of hold it for a bit. There we are. Now I'm going to put some on the back, because this is going to go on our card front like this. Let's put a little bit of tombow on the back side too. Just like that. And I've kind of offset it a bit. It's not exactly right in the center. You can see something black there. I don't know what that is, but it's going to be covered by the center anyways, the floral center. Okay, so now turn my leaves over. Oh, okay then. And which way is the right way and which way is the wrong way? Okay, that's the back side, the dark side. Come to the dark side. I think my tombow is running out. That's why I'm having issues with it. Now I don't want to put glue on all of the leaves. I want to leave the edges of them so that they kind of float. And this one's going to be off the edge anyways. So I'm going to take one. Just going to kind of slide it in here like that and push down gently on it. And take the other one, slide it in there and push down gently on it. And then, where did I put? There they are, flower centers. Oh my, these flower centers. I love them. They are so cool. I'm going to have to order some more because I've just about used 2 packages. So they have self-adhesive dimensionals on there. And I was just putting them on there like that, but I've discovered my fingers are fat and I can't find the center, so using my scissors as a pair of tweezers. Look, now that just made the whole card just by putting that on there. Was that not the coolest thing? I'm sorry. I'm getting a little carried away. But I'm having fun. Okay, so we have a hot dog oriented card, so we need our inside to be that way. And get out the petal pink again. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. That's not the stamp I used. This is the stamp I used. So let's just take this leaf off there. I used the bigger stamp. I could have used a little one, but I like the bigger one because I'm not going to put leaves with this. And one on the envelope. And let's stick one on the back because we can. Okay, so now I need another center because the flowers in this stamp set all have specific centers to them. So we need this center right here that has this little humpy thing in it. So that's this one. And we'll take that one off. This one on. Stamp the center of the flower with So Saffron. You just have to wiggle it around a bit till you get it lined up. Now I'm hoping to get these cards in the mail tomorrow. For our virtual member, what's the date tomorrow? Tomorrow's the 14th. And I have until the 26th, so it might get to Joyce. I'm hoping it will. So there's the envelope. Put some adhesive on. If I be quiet and do my stamping so that I can finish this video, so I can stamp the 2 that need to go in the mail, then maybe I'll be able to get them done. There we are. Put that over to the side and get our card. Rabbit ears are working today. All right. Now this is going to go here, just like that. Gently pull so that they don't rip. Yay! There we are. It's done. There's the cards. Where's the envelope? There's the envelope. And there's the original one. Now if you play with this a little bit and run your finger over it, it will eventually lay down like that. You can go back over with your bone folder too and just crease that really good. Probably should have done that before I put it on here, but oh well. Some things I just don't think about. There we are. There's the 2 cards. There's the host code for the July Club, which is actually on June the 26th. And I will be in touch when I decide what's going on with the orders. Those of you that have orders that maximize shipping, I think we'll just ship them right to you. And the other ones, I'll let you know who's going to be sorting them. It's probably going to be daughter-in-law, and then she'll just leave them in the box on our front porch and let you know they're there. So, thanks very much for joining me in my craft room for a little bit of stamping. I hope you had a wonderful day. Stamping smiles, and bye for now.